Hi, this is Sonia with R2 Solutions, and this is going to start part 3 of the passage door assembly, journal, whatever you want to call it. So part 1, I actually made the passage door, and using the Tim Holtz passage door die. Part 2, I constructed this drawer assembly. It has like a little tuck spot. It's a dresser that has drawers in them. Let's slide this in here. Slide that up. And there's 2 versions of it. There's the thick version where you can put extra ephemera and stuff in there. And then there's the thin version where all you do is just slide your drawer out. And it slides back in here, and you have like a journaling spot. So I'm getting ready to assemble this whole entire thing. And I'm using a manila envelope, and the good thing about this is it already has a 1-inch margin, and it's already scored. And that's going to be perfect for this. I hope it will be. I'm kind of in design mode at this moment. So what I'm going to do, or attempt to do, is this is going to be my spine. So I'm going to go ahead, and I know that the cover of the book is going to be around this size. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and kind of eyeball it. This is roughly 9.5 inches tall. That's what I'm going to make this. So cut it at the 9.5 inch mark. And then for the width, I do want to have some room. I'm just going to cut off 1 inch of the front part of it. And I'm going to use that back part to fold over. Yeah, this is going to fold over as a closure. So I'm just going to score it. Like I said, I'm not using any measurements. I'm just going to score it at the line. So I know this is going to fold over. I'm just going to score it again, roughly halfway. And then I'm going to fold these on their scored edge. Okay, so I have these folded up. That isn't going to work. So I know. I'm going to fold. Oops. This will go like that. And that will become a flap. And I'm just going to take this extra little piece off. Maybe. Well, we'll see. yeah, we'll take this extra piece off. Like I said, I'm in construction mode, so I haven't thought this out yet. I'm just like going with the flow. And I'm keeping my little scraps so I can use it for later. Okay, so I've got my front. Oh, I'm not liking that. I have to come up with a different type closure. Let me take this piece off as well. Going to look like this, which is a little different, but it's fine with me. This will be on the front, and then we'll have this on the inside. I'll just have it on this side instead of this side. Almost like a card anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distress my edges. Using brown. Okay, so I've distressed it already. This is my outer cover. This closes like that. As an option, I have a piece of tie back, and it's from a leftover piece of mail. You can, I cut like a piece that's like 1.5 inches wide because my spine is 3/4 of an inch, so I just doubled that, so I have 1.5 inch wide piece of tie back. It doesn't stretch all the way up to the top, which is fine. I'm just going to use some double-sided tape. To apply it, because I want to make sure that this doesn't move. This tie back is really good when it comes to like if you have a lot of things that are going to open and close your spine. This is really good for that, but it's just optional. You absolutely do not have to use it. It's just, I'm just going to use it because of what I'm going to put inside of it to make it a little more sturdy. A lot of journals you don't have to really use it on, but people use it a lot on scrapbooks. So, but yeah, it's just an option. You do not have to do it. Okay. going to take my little picker to take this loose, peel it loose. I hope it'll come. And I'm going to cover this up with a piece of burlap. So this all come from this end. Just try to center it as best as you can. And make sure it's really flat. Just kind of work it in. That's one pretty well. And then I've got a piece of burlap that I'm going to cover it with. But before I put my burlap on here, I'm going to go ahead and put some solid sheets. I'm just going to use black. And let me see. Let me measure this. So the journal is going to measure approximately 7 inches by 9 3/4. So I'm gonna need a 9 1/2 by 6 3/4 black cardstock. So 9 1/2 by 6 3/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these here, and then on the insides. Okay, so I've decided for the spine, I'm going to add some burlap, but I'm also going to put some blue in behind it too. And I went on ahead and cut it down to 1 1/2 inch. I did 2 1 1/2 inches for the inside and for the outer, and then also for the flap I cut this down to 3/4 of an inch. So, and I've already added the red score tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply each one. I'm just going to try to center it as best as I can. It didn't come all the way down, but that's fine because the burlap's going to cover it. And I want to do this the same way I did with the tie back. I want to make sure it's in good. So I'm going to slowly kind of work it in to where it closes. Just kind of folding on the crease before I even put the next one on. I'm just going to make sure that this one is right first. Could actually become a scrapbook instead of a journal insert, but it's however you want to make it. So, and I'm going to put the outside one on, and I'm going to do the same thing to it. I'm going to repeat the same process. Okay, so I'm going to add some fabric, so I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. Apply this. Now it overlays it just a little bit, or overlaps it just a little bit, which is fine. And then any excess, I'm just going to trim it off. I'll just trim that off too. Okay, so now that I've got that on there, I'm gonna let that dry some. I had a leftover piece of this, what do you call it? Manila envelope. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to fold this down like so. It already folds up like this, and I'm just going to fold it down about midway. And then I'm just going to fold it back up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to fold it down even farther. I'm going to fold it down about a third of the way down. And it's fine that it's got that fold in it. Then I'm just going to fold it back up. Like this. And it has about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this side and this side down. there's still a little bit of a loop left. I'm just going to come in, round that off, and that's fine because I can cover that up with something. So we're going to have, I'm going to put some paper down in here, just some random paper. I really like that envelope that I had in part 1, the one that I used, the backdrop for this. It comes from the same envelope. So I'm just going to use it again, but this time I'm just going to cut the envelope. Actually, I'm just going to fold, yeah, I'm just going to cut the, I'm going to fold it over. No, I'm just going to cut it. I am so indecisive, it is just sad. So let me just go ahead and cut it, so I can complete this project. If not, I'll never get it done. I'm just going to glue this down to close it. And then I'm just going to seal this in. Because I want this part to show. It was already sealed down here, but I want this actually at the top instead of on the bottom. So we're just going to come in and take about like a 1/16 of an inch off, just to cut where it was closed at. Okay, so now that part's open, and that becomes a pocket. And of course, I've got to distress my edges. Okay, so I'll distress those edges. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, so it's going to become a pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and, similarly to how I did the envelope, I'm just going to do the same thing to this and take about 1/8 of an inch off of this center before I glue it together on the sides. That way that'll also be a pocket. And just go ahead and distress it. And then I'm just going to come in and take a 3-inch circle punch and lightly, well not lightly, but just kind of barely come inside and then clip that. And then I'm just going to, it would have been a pocket, but yeah, I can't put anything down in there. But that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and glue these sides. I forgot I glued down in there when I put it together. Like I said, I'm still in creative mode. I'm winging it. I don't know how things are going to turn out. Yeah. So before I glue these down, let me see if I can come in and do like a makeshift markets over there. I'm just gonna come in at an angle, completely finish that at an angle, call it a day. Okay, now let's try this again. Just gonna glue these down. So that we still have a pocket. We'll let that dry a little bit. So while that's drying, we're going to get this back out. I think I should probably do my front first. Or should I do my inside? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the front. This isn't the front. What am I doing? Alright, so we're going to grab the passage door. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to make this a magnetic closure. So I'm going to go ahead and arrange my magnets here and here. And I'm just going to get some of this tape. And I'm just going to randomly place it. Okay, I have some thinner tape. I'm not real sure what this size is, but it's like super thin. And what I'm going to do is just kind of run, let's see, run this about right here on down. Because I'm going to put a few, I'm going to put multiple, what do you call it, magnets on here. I just want to make sure that they're going to stay in place. And they're both going to get covered up with, you know, the designs and stuff, other papers and things. So I'm just going to put this here. I'm going to run a few of them. And then I'm just going to do the same thing to here. But first I'm going to go ahead and put the match on here. Flip this over. and then it's in place. And then I'm going to put some paper over top of here and over here to secure it. And I'll be back. Okay, so I've got those on. And I went on ahead and cut 2 of these out. And they measure approximately 1.5 by 9.5. And I went on ahead and scored it in the middle. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover it up. Cover the, magnets up on both of these blue areas. Now, oops. When you fold it, there's a short side and then there's the long side. So the long side is what's going to cover up the magnets. And I'm also going to put a magnet inside here. I'll get to that in a minute. So let me just, I'm going to use some red score tape on this side, if I have enough. And then I'll use glue on the rest of it. I'm just going to add some glue to the rest of it. I'm just going to put this side on first. So I'm just going to basically line up this to the score mark. And lay this across. This is just making sure that the magnets are absolutely not going to come out. I have had projects where I used magnets and the magnets actually did move. So I want to make sure they're not going anywhere. And it's okay that it's embossed like that, because I'm just going to cover it with something else anyway. And then I'm just going to finish this side. Just add some glue. And then we're going to do the same thing. Well, I put these on and I messed up. Somehow it's too thick, so I'm not going to be able to use it as a closure, but I will use this little clip that I think I got. Yeah, I got this from Tuesday morning. It's Anna Griffin, so I'm just going to use some of these binder clips. Or I'll use a binder clip in the place of the magnetic closure. And so I'll just basically, as not to waste my magnets, I'm just going to have some ephemera that can connect to it. Or even the binder can kind of, I don't know. I was going to say the binder could actually hang on to it too, but it can't. So it's just going to have to close like this. And I'm going to add some type of jewel or something to it. Okay, so now that we have our closure, let me just go ahead and attempt to do another magnetic closure with this to the back. Let me just see what I can come up with. hopefully this will work. We'll see. So I'm going to put this on here. Let me take the tape off of it first. Okay. And then find the matching magnet to it. Okay. So it closes with the magnet. And it will get placed on here. But before I do that, I have some other ephemera that I want to incorporate into here. I embossed some of these papers using the Tim Holtz Alterations Texture Fades. There's two different ones on here. Collage and notebook set. And then I just used a combination of mixture of inks and some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. So I like this number, and I want it to come out from the side. So I'm just going to cut it. I think it would look better on top, yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and I like this right here on the back of 7 Gypsies. I'm going to use this. I've had to readjust this right here in order to have this fit over top of it. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this double-sided tape. I'm just going to go ahead and get ready to glue this down. But I do want this beneath it, along with some cheesecloth. I don't know what it is with cheesecloth, but I love to use it in a lot of my projects. So that's the front so far. That opens up. So we need something on the inside. I think I'll use this one, this dresser. It up. So I am going to put a picture up there. Do my photo. gonna go ahead and put this one here. So I've got to find something to hold this in place. I'm just going to put some type of flap. Okay, so I decided to cut this off because every time I would open the door, it would get smashed. So I just cut it off. And I'm just going to place it down here. I'm going to use the word passage door. I'm just going to glue it. Okay, so I've got to do something with this since it keeps falling out. So what I'm going to do is I've cut 2 strips of cardstock that measure 3 1/4 inches. And I went on ahead and distressed them and scored them in the middle. And then I also cut like a little small piece of tie back, and it's like 2 1/2 inches. And I went on ahead and scored it in the middle as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a little stop right here so that when it won't fall out. And I'm going to also use it'll just open and close. And what I'll do is I want to put these together like this, and it's going to sit like this. And there will be like a magnetic connector. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to glue these bottoms together. This one side. Okay. Then we're going to take turn around this way, this end right here, and we're going to connect it over top of here. And you're just going to line it up to the score line. So this is what you have so far. This can sit in here, and then this is going to go over top. I'm going to insert a magnet up underneath here. This should have been one of the first steps in making this. It's going to go up under here. So I'm going to take that tape off. I'm going to peel the first layer of the tape of it off. To apply it on here so you can see it. And I'm just going to put a little piece of cardstock over top of it to secure it. I'm not even going to measure it. It's going to be like less than an inch just to hold it in place. Matter of fact, I'm just going to use a leftover piece of this manila envelope. I'm just going to put some glue on it. I'm going to try to make sure that the glue doesn't cover up the magnet. It's just keeping it in place. Then gonna slide the drawer. Yeah, I'm gonna slide the drawer back in place and then add a magnet to the bottom portion of the drawer. But first, let's find where the match is. That's the match right there. I'll go ahead and put a piece of tape on it. And I'm using score tape because it's stronger and it sticks better, I think, to a certain degree than the the art glitter glue. Trying to peel this layer loose. Okay, so now that that's on, I'm just going to put this in place and line it up to where it sits in here good. And then I'm going to stick it to here. So now it's attached to here. And I'm just going to put a little piece of cardstock on it as well to hold it in place. I messed it up right there, but that's fine. So when I put this in here, it should stay somewhat. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. I'm gonna add another closure, magnetic closure over here. It's magnetic, so it stays up there. And then I'm also going to add, I'm just going to go ahead and glue this to the bottom. That's gonna have to work. So, all right, we've got that in there. And then now for the back, I'm gonna go ahead. This is going to be the cover, or what's going to seal the thing together. going to apply some glue, Fabri-Tac. I'm going to put this one here. And this is just a sticker. Actually, I'm just like, I'm just gonna put it here and here. Not even gonna put it there either. This will be a tuck spot. You can put something there if you like. I think I'll put an insert right there. So I just grabbed some papers for my signature. These are just some random pieces of paper. I'm just gonna leave that on there too. And I'm just gonna make sure they're in turn correctly. fold it in half. I might glue this to that or something. I don't know. We'll see. Just scrap papers. I'm just going to throw it in there. This is an option. You don't have to trim it down, but in order for this to definitely fit into this book, I'm going to have to. I'm still keeping my scraps. Typically, I distress my edges. I will distress a portion of it, but not all of it. And then I'm just going to sew it in here. So this, I have 12 pages of inserts, so it's really a total of 24. So I just kind of clipped them together so they wouldn't move around. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Middle. This sure there's an easier way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it. piece. Alright. Now for the fun part. Got my thread. Very come in through the middle. Voila. This is basically it. And like I said, I'll just have to make some maybe ephemera that magnetic ephemera that'll stick to that.